at guard. Teams are 1-1 this year. Each has won on its home court. And the last game in December 10th won by the Magic 106-98. And we're underway. The tip is controlled finally by Orlando. Steve Javie, Ted Bernhardt, and Bill Spooner are the officials tonight.
As we look at Orlando, remember Nick Anderson playing with a hamstring problem.
And Anderson takes the first shot. It's a three, and he's short with it. Harper gets the loose ball. Anderson trying to drive against Kukoc. He finds Outlaw, and Outlaw managed to score. Orlando coming off a loss last night against the Atlanta Hawks, 85-73, where none of the phases of their game were effective.
Well, we have two excellent offensive rebounding teams. Two of them are in the top four. So keep an eye on that. You've got to protect and block people out.
Scottie Pippen makes it look easy as he drives by Outlaw for the first Chicago point.
Well, Orlando is going to have a difficult time matching up, Dick, because of the quickness of Pippen and Jordan, and then also Kukoc off the dribble.
Here is Nick Anderson, and the reverse layup is good. Nick Anderson, who's got the wrap on the hamstring, scores the first points of the second points of the game for the Orlando Magic. The Bulls with a 20-14 road record, and that's more losses than any of their previous championship teams have had. That's why home court is so critical for them overall. Tony Kukoc, who has played well since he's been a starter, ties the game at 4.
Well, he'll attempt 3 threes a game, and he's shooting 37%. He's playing with a great deal of confidence because he's averaging right around 30 minutes a game.
2-point basket by Kukoc, who has always preferred starting, and whether that will be the ultimate playoff lineup remains to be seen. Anderson misses a 3, and it's tipped into the hands of Pippen. Pippen very effective in the open floor, and remember, he missed 35 games and hits a 3, so he has young legs. He's got a lot of energy in the latter part of this year.
That's a major point, Dick. Scottie Pippen attempts 5 threes a game. The majority of them when you're in transition. They don't blow out on the fast break. They lope down the floor, and then you've got to be careful when they spot up.
7-4. Ron Harper deflects the ball. Very unassuming and underrated player in that starting lineup is Ron Harper. Michael Jordan misses the first shot of the game for the Bulls, who lead by 3.
Orlando runs nice offensive patterns. The problem is they are a very poor shooting basketball team.
Horace Grant on the screen and roll hits the basket, and it's 7-6.
During the course of the year, they play real well for 3 quarters, and then the fatigue factor, they get worn down.
Jordan guarded by Nick Anderson, trying to work it inside, gets help from Shays, an errant pass knocked out of bounds, and it goes over to the Magic.
Well, Kukoc tried to get a little fancy that time, Dick. He went behind his back and tried to hit Scottie Pippen, who was backdooring that time. But the Bulls are playing great basketball, excellent at the defensive end of the floor, making up for the fact that they're not shooting a high percentage, because night in and night out, they hold you to that one shot.
And they get more than one themselves, and down the line, that's what happens. Illegal defense is a call against the Chicago Bulls. Before the game, Phil Jackson said that he was tinkering with putting Scottie Pippen on Danny Shays. He says that's what he used to do against Bill Laimbeer when Chuck Daly coached the Pistons. But he said that Horace Grant and Pippen would have to be the matchup, that he wanted those two to go at it.
Well, so, Dick, you've got to keep a guy on Grant, because Grant is one of the premier offensive rebounders at the power forward position, and Pippen will pay attention.
Feed inside to Anderson. Missed the layup. Jordan comes down with it. 7-6, the Chicago Bulls lead with a little more than 3 minutes gone by here in this opening quarter. Here is Dennis Rodman, guarded by Shays. Jordan for the 3. And here comes Harper up as the Magic looking to take the lead. Orlando coming in with a 35-34 record, a game behind in the battle for the final playoff spot in the East. And Danny Shays, who will play in the perimeter, hits the shot to give Orlando the lead.
Well, Dick, he makes that shot all throughout his career. He can knock that down at a high percentage. You give him that 15 to 21-foot shot, more than likely it's in.
17-year pro doing the job since Ronnie Cycli was traded first to Utah, declined that deal, and finally to the New Jersey Nets, and he's starting to get going with the New Jersey Nets.
Well, Shays is a cerebral type of player. Sure, he doesn't have the quickness, but he is very smart, heady. He knows where to move and take advantage.
He misses the perimeter, and there's the Bulls breaking, and Pippen and Kukoc down court, and they'll do that all night if you don't get back.
Well, the big thing here is that there's no reason for Harper and Nick Anderson not to be back. The other three guys are going to crash the board. You have got to rotate back against the Bulls.
Scottie Pippen has scored 7 of the first 9 Bulls points. Harper tries to get it into Grant. Now Outlaw, that is. Outlaw with a spin move. Bo Outlaw. And a lot of the Magic will tell you he is unquestionably this team's MVP this year.
Well, you have to pay attention, Dick. You know, he's second in the league in field goal percentage. He's averaging 10 points. And not only is he on the offensive glass, but down in close, he's looking to score now. Now keep an eye on this. This is just nothing but quickness. See, quick feet moving around Kukoc. Kukoc can't stay with him on any type of a matchup.
Outlaw shooting 56%, second to Shaquille O'Neal in shooting percentage in the NBA. Michael Jordan going furiously to the basket to get his first points tonight, and the Bulls regain the lead by 1. Ron Harper guarding Derek Harper. Now on the switch, Kukoc picks him up as Derek misses the shot. Rebound by Rodman.
He not only missed, I mean, that was an air ball.
Here is Pippen off the glass, and that was an air shot from outside.
It's the same type of a shot. Missed the rim, hit the backboard right to the defender.
So the Magic with 6.5 gone. Orlando 50%, Chicago a little more than that, as the shooting numbers are pretty solid off this top of this game.
If I'm Chuck Daly, I want Derek Harper to get the ball into the offense, and let's go down inside and see what we can get. We can get that jump shot anytime.
And Kukoc beating Grant off the dribble, and Jordan thought he had tipped it in. Finally the rebound by Horace Grant. And the Orlando Magic and Chuck Daly telling us before the game, Hubie, that scoring is going to be the big problem tonight. Yeah, well, they struggle every night. And see, you're not going to get any quick, fast breaks against the Bulls. They're one of the best transition defensive teams in the league. Outlaw works his way in, but misses the layup. And again, the Bulls with a 1-point lead on the ball, and Scottie Pippen misses. He's missed a couple by a wide margin the last 2 times he has shot the ball. And if you notice, he's attempted 3 threes now, all in transition. He catches you going back to the foul line to help out defensively. He'll take it up, lull you to sleep, lay you up, and then shoot it. Now this is just a great move by Michael. Anderson gets in front of him, but that was a no-call situation. He was inside the dotted line.
Michael Jordan suggested that maybe it'd be a good idea if you became coach and general manager. Is that something that interests you?
I haven't heard that. Well, I heard rumors of that, but I'm sure it's not something worth a comment. I think that the Bulls are pretty much know exactly the direction they want to go, and they plan this. And I think Michael said something perhaps off key that just might have been taken greater than it was. My position as coach is, in a position that's this year terminated, and we've talked about that over the course of the year, and that's the way it stands as far as the owner and I are concerned.
Krause and Bulls owner Jerry Reinsdorf both refused comment until after the regular season, but Dick, let's not forget, Jordan was named the most powerful person in sports.
That's got to carry some weight, but it all depends on what Jerry Reinsdorf wants to do as owner of this team. Nick Anderson spins his way in, the rebound by Rodman, and if he wants to go in a different direction, he will, although, as we said many times, you wonder what that city's going to be like if that decision's made. Well, the big major key is they must win the championship. If they win the championship, then you can put the pressure on, and it'll be difficult for Reinsdorf not to keep the team intact. But if they should lose, then it would play right into the hands of what they're trying to do through the future. So we still have a lot of basketball to go before we answer that. Bo Outlaw committing the personal foul. It's ironic that if the Bulls win their 6th world championship, that enhances the chances of the status quo for the future. Well, like I say, a lot of hoops to play between now and then. Let's hope for the best. Let's hope that the greatest player in the history of basketball does not have to succumb to pressure of a coaching change and then he retires from basketball. That would be a sad statement for our league, for our fans, and for the Chicago franchise. And he will not play for another coach. That you can almost go to the bank on. Scottie Pippen got the last basket, and he has 9 points. The Bulls lead by 3. And Pippen handling the ball against Bo Outlaw. Scottie Pippen, who had a season's high 33 points last week. And he is coming off a 27-point double-double effort against Boston. Loose ball, and Horace Grant saves it. And now the Magic spoil it all by throwing it away. And Bo Outlaw couldn't handle that errant toss.
If he could have handled that errant toss, he would be playing shortstop for the Atlanta Braves.
Right. And many other teams, I might add. Pippen firing over Outlaw hits. Scottie Pippen with a red-hot first quarter has scored 11 of the Bulls' 15 points. Chicago by 5.
Well, he's definitely come out shooting. At this end down here before Orlando, the main thing right now is that Orlando's getting great shots, but they've got to make them. Like,
how about Pippen with the block?
Yeah, that should have been a dunk. Nick Anderson has missed 2 real close post-up. So it's there for them, Dick, but they've got to shoot a better percentage.
Michael Jordan has scored only 2 points. He has been a role player so far in the Bulls' effort. And we have under 3.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Jordan gets open for the moment, and he hits. Michael Jordan, who is the MVP in the All-Star break and has hit in double figures in 827 games. That is an NBA record. Has 4 right now, and Chicago by 7. Harper picked up by Pippen on the switch. Very quick, versatile defensive team that the Bulls present out there with this lineup. And Outlaw travels on the drive, and a timeout called by Chicago. Timeout with just under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
All right, here's Michael Jordan in the basketball on the right side of the floor in a triangle. He's going to pass the ball to Kukoc. Rodman is going to come up, and you're going to see the pass, and Kukoc comes around. But Rodman is going to keep the ball. Michael Jordan is going to come in and with Scottie Pippen form a double screen, and you're going to see Ron Harper come in and off. Now just watch what happens. Watch the right side of the floor. All right, there goes the guard. Now there's your double screen. Now hold it right there. Now you're going to see here comes Harper off the double. Jordan is going to step back as Rodman steps and makes the pass. Now watch Rodman step back. There it is. They pin the man inside. They catch him falling asleep. Jordan shoots the jumper.
All right, Hubie. Ron Harper went to the Bulls dressing room, and Scott Burrell has come into the lineup along with Randy Brown for Chicago. The Bulls lead 17-10. Burrell open at the three-point line hits. That's a 2-point basket, and the Bulls lead by 9. The Magic scoreless in the last 4.5 minutes. 0 for 6 from the field. And they're getting into an early hole here with 2:25 to go in the first.
Well, you know, when you look at it, you see some teams get in a hole because they don't get high percentage shots. These guys are getting good shots, Dick.
Horace Grant was open, and he misses badly. Michael Jordan pulls up with the jumper. So Jordan now in rhythm, as Pippen has been since the start of the game, and the score is 21-10.
If I'm coaching Orlando, I don't like what I see because Chicago, they're not working hard offensively. They're just cruising, and they're getting good shots. You need better defense right now from Orlando.
Knocked away. Defensive play by Michael Jordan, and Randy Brown is fouled by Dan Schayes. And so the Orlando Magic getting good looks, as you point out, but not hitting the shot. And as a result, the Chicago Bulls on a 12-0 run. And coming into the game now will be Kevin Ollie, who is signed to a second 10-day contract, a backup point guard. And with Mark Price not playing tonight with a sprained foot, he now has to be the backup point guard. He played 16 games with Dallas and then the CBA. As you look at Price watching from the bench.
Now he's out of the University of Connecticut.
Scottie Pippen misses, and the rebound by Anderson. Derek Strong, another one of the walking wounded earlier this year for the Magic, have come in the game, and he is a spectacular power player.
Big thing right here. You look at Orlando, high percentage shots, and just think they have 10 points, and we only have less than a minute and a half to go for this quarter.
Outlaw missed. Anderson is open, and he misses. And fighting for the loose ball is Derek Strong, but he could not control. And it'll be Chicago ball with 1:11 remaining. And here is Burrell, and he, sandwiched by 2 Magic players, gets the easy layup. And Chuck Daly can't like what he's seeing here. A 14-0 run and a timeout as the Orlando Magic have missed their last 9 shots, and as you point out, Hubie, many of them were good shots.
Yeah, and when now Chuck Daly is calling a timeout. He's very upset because they're not getting back. And you know, one thing is you've got to get back. Now just look how slow they are going down here. We have one guy here and one guy here. And just watch it. It's all it is a guy hustling right down the middle of the floor, and his defender was not even matched up with him. Now that's inexcusable because the ball went out of bounds about 40 feet from the baseline on the side. So what we're seeing here right now is a team that's saying, we played last night on the road in Atlanta, had a hard game, and then we had to travel back down here tonight. Chicago was off. Chicago has quicker feet than us. So you know what? We only have 10 points, but you got to understand we're tired. Now you can't be that way, Dick, because you're fighting for a playoff spot. You have a great chance of making the playoffs.
And you're playing a team that you've got to really get up for, considering who they are, considering national television. But there's the turnover. Jordan had the turnover. Kevin Ollie gets it back. Ollie inside to Anderson, and Coach Brown spotting Nick Anderson under the basket, and Ollie listening to the coach found him for the easy layup. So you're going to keep him on the court a while, I'm sure.
Nick Anderson was still yelling at Steve Javie. That's why he never got back. Oh, come on.
Bulls turn it over, and here's Kevin Ollie. And Nick Anderson. And Outlaw now knocked away by Randy Brown, who's called for a foul. And I have not seen my partner as animated in the first quarter as I have tonight in this game.
Dick, they're hustling down at this end, at one end, but not at the other. Right there, they just had 3 great looks at the basket, and unfortunately for them, the one that they put back in, they already had called a kick. Now, just keep an eye on this. As Nick gets, he knew he got fouled. He got fouled earlier than that. So as they make the steal at this end, right here, and now they go the other way, Nick, you know, is rewarded for his complaining in the backcourt.
And Hubie's fee for this game will be half as a coach and half as a broadcaster. And you're doing a good job, but you got to get this team back in it.
I know that.
Tony Kukoc has come in for Pippen, and a blocking foul is called against Scott Burrell.
Now, you know, I appreciate the hustle by Scott Burrell. There was no place for Ollie to go. He could not turn the corner. He stepped right out there and took that charge right in the chest. And I guarantee you, if that happened 10 times, he might get a charge 5 times. If this game was in Chicago, it might go the other way.
Kevin Ollie, here it is again.
Just watch him step out right there. See, there's no place for him to turn the corner. See, he can come right across and play you there. You have got to have an area where you can turn the corner for it not to be a charge.
2 former Connecticut Huskies, Kevin Ollie and Scott Burrell. And into the game, Judd Bushler and Steve Kerr. And going out will be Randy Brown and Dennis Rodman. So Judd Bushler coming in as Phil Jackson going deep into his bench in this first quarter. We have 5.3 seconds remaining in the quarter.
And you know, Dick,
an 11-point lead.
You made a nice point about Kevin Ollie before. You know, the fact that he was with Dallas, he was released. This young man got out of college in '95. He's been playing in the CBA. He's played for Connecticut. He got up with Dallas, and then he went right back. He was averaging over 19 a game. And now he's up in here. He's being rewarded for learning how to be a good point guard, and then, you know, being able to be a good scorer.
Bounced up and nearly went in. Scottie Pippen with an 11-point effort in the first quarter. Neither team connected from the free throw line, but the Chicago Bulls defense, to underscore Hubie's point at the beginning, holding the Magic to 29% shooting, and after one, the Bulls lead the Magic 23-13. And welcome back to Orlando. And after the first quarter, the Bulls lead 23-13, and Orlando with the lowest scoring output for a first quarter this year, only 13. Ron Harper was all right, went for an adjustment to the dressing room. Read what you want into that, but he's back and he's all right.
Chicago shooting 52% to Orlando's 29. Orlando complicating the situation with 6 turnovers, but they do have 5 offensive rebounds. Chicago shooting 52%, out on the fast break for 6 points.
Randy Brown with Michael Jordan, Tony Kukoc, Dennis Rodman, and Dickie Simpkins for the Chicago Bulls. Simpkins in for the first time. Kukoc left wide open for the shot, and he nails it. His second basket of the game. Tony Kukoc, who had 17 points and 10 assists against Boston. This is his 18th consecutive start, and he has blossomed as a starter at either power forward or center. He's played both.
The big thing with him is that you can't fall asleep on him, and Benoit got caught inside on screen.
Benoit in the lineup, the former New Jersey Net, originally with Utah, in the lineup. Kukoc picked up by David Benoit. Jordan, guarded by Nick Anderson, fires it up, and the rebound by Derek Strong. So it's Benoit, Strong, Kevin Ollie, along with Bo Outlaw and Nick Anderson for the Magic. Good drive inside, leaving it out to Benoit. Shooting over Kukoc and off the glass for the basket.
Well, he loves to take threes. There's no doubt about that. He very seldom will take it to the rim. He'll always stop and shoot a three. Quick timeout by Phil Jackson. I like this because what he wants to do is hammer a point home. He's really on Kukoc right now. And right now what it is talking about is something out of their defensive setup. Now you're going to see Ollie take it to the baseline, kick the ball out, and here comes Kukoc. But you can't be yelling at Kukoc because he went all the way down inside to help out. This is a miracle shot.
They always yell at Kukoc, as you know. He is the whipping boy on this team, as every coach likes to have. And by the way, they changed that ruling to a two-point basket for David Benoit.
No, see, the reason why Kukoc is the whipping boy is because Luke Longley is in here. All right, they share.
Good point by you.
Yes, no, they share all of the abuse. All right, at the timeouts.
Luke Longley out with a sprained left knee, is close to coming back to the lineup, and it'll be interesting to see whether they go with the same lineup that they went to going into last year's playoffs. As you look at Luke, they would have the full roster together for the first time all year when Longley gets back, but they have really gone wild. 9-1 with Kukoc and Rodman and Pippen at the starting front line. Michael Jordan misses the shot, and it's 25-15. Jordan 3 for 8 to start this game. But you know, sooner or later, he gets revved up. He's guarding Nick Anderson right now.
In the early going, this Kevin Ollie is quick, Dick.
Ball knocked away, and they rule it is last touched by the Magic. So the turnover gives it over to the Bulls.
You can see that Nick Anderson is rusty right now. That's the 8th turnover for Orlando. Nick is having a problem. He has sat out the last couple of ball games with a hamstring. And remember, he has averaged 23 a game during February and March.
And he really struggled from the field earlier and was in a big slump. 2 for 9 so far in this game. Randy Brown with the move. Ollie with a good defensive play on him. Kevin Ollie.
I like him in the early going here. I mean, he's quick, Dick.
Got a lot of energy. Benoit shooting, and this time it is a 3 for David Benoit. And the Bulls lead is cut to 7.
Well, Benoit for the season, that's his 52nd make. He shoots 34%. You know that he will launch him blink of an eye when he was at Utah and then also with New Jersey.
Michael Jordan now 3 for 9 from the field, and the rebound by Strong. And trying to tie him up is Dickie Simpkins. As substitutions come in for the Bulls, Scottie Pippen, Ron Harper, and Steve Kerr will all come in for the Bulls.
Now Michael on his fade right now, he has been to the left of the basket now on 3 shots in the lane. Now this is definitely a jump ball. You can see he's top and bottom with the ball.
And the tip controlled by Orlando. But you're right, Kevin Ollie is a spark plug out there as the backup point guard with Mark Price injured. And Michael Jordan going to the bench for the first time tonight. As we said, Kerr and Harper have come in the game.
Yeah, he missed Gerald Wilkins on the cuts. He's got to be ready now to hit these guys when they come off the screens.
Gerald Wilkins, and he misses. Wilkins struggling all season from the field. He had been coming off and starting for Nick Anderson. But Gerald Wilkins, who had been a dead-eye shooter, and that game seems to have dissolved from him in this latter years.
Dick, in New York, and when he was playing at his best, he averaged 14 points a game. Was always a good shooter. But he's had an Achilles problem and also a vertebrae problem.
Dickie Simpkins working his way in. Simpkins, who is traded to Golden State for Scott Burrell, and then when Golden State waived him, came back to play for Chicago, and it's 27-18 with 8:40 remaining in the first half. Ollie out to Benoit. Wasn't going to shoot with Pippen on him, and Gerald Wilkins with the drive, tipped up by Outlaw. Bo Outlaw with with the tip, and it's a 7-point Chicago lead again.
What a year the young man is having. He's all over the place. He never gives up on the ball, meaning an offensive board.
He tied his career high with 5 steals against the Chicago Bulls when they met here at the Orlando Arena in mid-December. He was not drafted, played in Spain, and then with the CBA team, and came over from the LA Clippers and has been a huge plus for Orlando this year. Kevin Ollie with the fall away, and it's now 27-22 Chicago.
Dick, he can take Kerr. See, he's much quicker than Kerr, and Kerr will have a difficult time with him in the open floor.
Dickie Simpkins gets good position inside.
The building wants to walk. Everyone in this building is booing mainly because they feel that Simpkins traveled.
7-point lead. And Steve Kerr, with a nice anticipation of that pass, picks it off. Pippen leaves it for Kerr. He's been the best 3-point shooter for the Chicago Bulls, and shows why. Kerr at 40% from 3-point territory gives the Bulls a 10-point lead.
He's the one guy with the Bulls that you just cannot forget about. In transition, you've got to run and hug him because you know he's not going to take it to the basket. He's always looking for the 3.
They double Wilkins. Benoit shooting against Pippen and Simpkins. You're right, he'll put it up anytime. Benoit misses his second attempt. He was shooting against 2 Bulls, including Scottie Pippen running right at him. Ron Harper with the jumper. And the Bulls have opened up a 14-point lead after Orlando had cut it down to 7.
And they're doing it easy. Yeah, Chuck, good timeout by Orlando.
The lead is 12. Let me correct that. But Chuck Daly's Magic had it down to 7 before the surge here.
Yeah, they're just forcing everything. This is Simpkins down inside. You know what? He kept his pivot foot. When he lifted his pivot foot, he shot the ball. And if you pass or shoot, everything is fine. Now, right here, you're going to see Benoit. He's coming in here, and he's challenging. Now, you had an advantage. See, you just had a 5-on-3. Someone else had a better shot. See, the Bulls in transition are causing problems. Here's Pippen with the ball. You see they're running the outside lanes wide. But the key guy is Steve Kerr. Now watch Ollie in the middle of the floor right there. He is guarding Kerr. Now as they flow, he's going to try to step back into the lane to help out on Pippen, except you cannot make that fundamental mistake. In this league, when a guy is a great shooter, all he needs is just 1 inch to 2 inches. Because as you're running at him and your hands up, he shoots over the top, and that's Steve Kerr.
Horace Grant has come back in, won 3 championship rings as a member of the Bulls. Always seems to rise to the occasion against Chicago. Double team on Strong, and here is Wilkins feeding Grant inside, and Grant banks it in. Horace Grant cuts the lead to 10.
Well, this group that's out on the floor right now, they need something from Grant, and they also need it from Strong. These are 2 guys who can score for them.
Working against Grant was Kukoc. He wants the ball back on a post-up. Kerr guarded by Ollie. Ollie staying with Kerr. You're right. That's a tough matchup for the Bulls. Here is Simpkins working his way in. Great feed inside to Harper, and Benoit on the foul on Ron Harper. Dickie Simpkins playing well in his time here in the first half.
Well, that was just a beautiful pass. You're going to see the trap right here and looking for the extra pass. See, that's one thing that the Bulls will always do. When the man is open, they get him the basketball. They average 24 assists a game. That's 7th in the league. We know that they have great one-on-one players. Once the clock is down to 2 seconds, they'll take you one-on-one. But basically, it's a ball club that always makes the extra pass.
Just under 6 minutes remaining in the first half. The Bulls leading 36-24, comfortably in front. Strong too far under the hoop, but Wilkins misses, and finally Derek Strong, I believe, tips it in.
You always tell guys, look, if you're going to backdoor from the corner, do not get caught behind the board, because when you come out to shoot the ball, you're opening yourself right up to the defense for the coverage.
Kukoc and Kerr, along with Pippen, Harper, and Simpkins for the Bulls, as Michael Jordan getting a good rest on the Bulls bench. Kukoc just inside the three-point line, and Benoit with the rebound.
Well, Benoit has athletic talent that can help you on both glasses at either end of the floor. He's a three-point shooter, but he's got to stay within what everyone's doing.
Remember, a couple of years ago, he was the starter at small forward for the Utah Jazz. Here's Ollie working his way in. 6 on the shot clock. Benoit wide open and misses. Those are the shots that can't afford to miss. Kerr is going on Kerr, and he nails a three. So Steve Kerr left uncovered, and he hits his second three-point basket.
Now, Dick, that opened up because Benoit, who took the shot, never got back. And what happened? Ollie went and picked up Benoit's man, and Benoit never came down to pick up Kerr. That's why that opened up.
Shooting percentages here in the second quarter with the Bulls over 50%. 39-26, a 13-point lead. And here's Benoit. And the foul inside. Scottie Pippen may have caught his arm.
Now this is the Bulls in transition. Keep an eye to the top of your screen. You're going to see Ollie is down inside picking up a man, and unfortunately for him, he picked up Benoit. What you do is you trade off until you get a chance to switch back.
Foul was on Tony Kukoc. Derek Harper getting set to come into the game. And David Benoit on the free throw line. Benoit playing in his 14th game for the Orlando Magic. Michael Jordan will also come back in. The Bulls were up by 7 when Jordan went out, and they're up by 12 right now. So that is not a good sign for the Orlando Magic.
Michael tonight is just flowing within the offense. He's not rushing anything. When things come to him, he's taking it. And I noticed him 2 nights ago when he was playing. I had a chance to watch the game on TV. He did the same thing. He's not pushing because they're cruising. They're out in front. Everything is comfortable.
Leading the NBA in scoring at 28.4 points a game, and he hit the winning basket Sunday in the road win at Toronto when the Bulls won by 2. Right now, the Bulls are up by 11. Simpkins gives it to Pippen. Scottie with a feed inside to Simpkins, knocked away, and a foul called against Orlando, and that will be on Benoit, his second.
Dickie Simpkins was here when Jason Caffey was the backup to Dennis Rodman at power forward. When Dennis Rodman missed 19 games last year, Caffey started, averaged right around 10 points a game and 8 rebounds. Simpkins very seldom got off the bench. This year, they trade Simpkins, and then all of a sudden, they trade Jason Caffey. And it's kind of interesting because Caffey was playing extremely well. Caffey's doing a nice job out at Golden State. They pick up Simpkins and they bring him back, and the guy is playing more now than he's ever played.
And David Vaughn, who used to play with the Orlando Magic, spent a short time with the Chicago Bulls before they waived him.
And he's now playing with New Jersey.
Here is Benoit firing away and misses from the perimeter, and the rebound by Michael Jordan. 12-point lead for the Chicago Bulls. Their biggest has been 13. Pippen free inside with the easy layup. And Scottie Pippen with 13. Those are his first points here in the second quarter.
If you're coaching Orlando in this game, you're so upset because you cannot make a shot inside of 5 feet, and the Bulls never miss a shot inside of 5 feet.
And Jordan almost got a piece of that pass to Benoit. Knocked away. And Wilkins gets out of that lane in a hurry. 4 on the shot clock. Jordan making Wilkins work. And Wilkins had to rush it up. Simpkins gets the rebound. So the Bulls with their biggest lead with 3:15 to go in the first half.
Simpkins doing a nice job, Dick, in backing up Rodman tonight. He's getting a good look at the defensive board.
Jordan getting a good look at the basket. Hits a trifecta. Michael Jordan, who has not gone to the three-point basket much. He's only 22%. That was his 100th attempt this year. And there it is, Chicago at 4 for 9 for threes, and it's 45-28. Derek Strong with 1 dribble and hits the basket.
He's an excellent performer, 15, 17 feet down in. And I'm kind of surprised that these guys are passing him up and not going to him down on the box, because he can get you some points.
Bulls call a timeout. They have been in control from the start as they look to win their 7th straight game and maintain the best record in the NBA. Magic shooting 42% for the season, but held to 35%. And we say held, keep in mind that they did miss a lot of open shots in this first half.
And easy shots. And by that we mean shots below the dotted line in the lane. Anytime you get those, that's the difference in the game tonight, Dick. That and the three-point shooting of Chicago.
Nick Anderson back in the lineup for the Magic. He was 2 for 9 shooting while he was in there. And right now with Hardaway on the injured list, he is the leading scorer for Orlando. Pippen misses the turnaround and kept alive as Rodman gets the ball. Rodman and Jordan have spent a lot of time on the bench. Jordan with a quiet 9. Rodman has not scored and has 5 rebounds. Intercepting Rodman's pass is Bo Outlaw.
Yeah, he very seldom turns the ball over. He's already done it twice tonight. You know, the guy is averaging 3 assists a game. We have a lot of backup point guards in this league not averaging 3 assists a game.
Strong is open and he misses it and knocked away by Grant. So with under 2 minutes to go in the first half, the score is 45-30. Magic held to 13 points in the first quarter. Have 30 to this point. Scoring indeed the problem that Chuck Daly had thought it would be tonight, as Michael Jordan now with 11 points, and that makes 828 consecutive games in double figure.
Anytime they set up that triangle with Michael on the post, when they give it to him, they're going to open it up, cut through, and allow him to go one-on-one.
Horace Grant going up and fouled as he drives the baseline. Tony Kukoc. And they say the foul now is on Michael Jordan. Jordan's first foul.
Well, you're going to see Michael's fronting, but the Bulls are doing a good job. They are jamming the passer. So now you're going to see Nick gets waved off down in here, and then Horace Grant dribbles the ball down and goes along the baseline. That's where we had all that action. You cannot front a guy in the NBA unless you jam the passer, or they'll make that pass all night long.
Jordan giving the official who called the foul the evil eye. It's his first of the game. We mentioned the series tied 1-1. The Bulls won their first meeting November 5th. And Orlando winning here on December the 10th. Ronnie Cycli had his season's high of 34 in the Magic loss in November, and then he led Orlando with 26 in their win. But Ronnie Cycli no longer plays for the Orlando Magic. 47-31 in favor of Chicago, with 1:10 and running remaining in the first half. Pippen with 13 leading the Bulls. Benoit with 7 is the high scorer right now for the Magic. Quick double team on Pippen. Good ball movement by Chicago. Kukoc misses. Rodman keeps it alive. 7 rebounds for Dennis. Under a minute to go. 43 plus. Scottie Pippen misses from the corner, and Michael Jordan the rebound. Basket counts and a foul. Michael Jordan out of the pack, gets the hoop and will go to the line.
You have to pay attention, not just to Dennis Rodman on the offensive glass, but Michael Jordan is so dangerous, and that's where he gets the majority of his rebounds. And mainly this year because he's on the post so much that anytime the shot goes up, he's only 6 to 8 feet away from the rim, so he's in that area. So if you get a ball that bounces out, he's right there.
Michael Jordan came in averaging 6 rebounds, has 7 already to go along with 13 points. Chicago going to the free throw line for only the 5th time tonight. Michael Jordan had made 10 in a row in the last 2 games before that miss, but the Bulls comfortably in front, 49-31 as time runs out here in the second quarter.
Well, you know, Michael on the line this year is only shooting 79%. Now, for a lot of people, that would be great, but his career average is 84.
6 on the shot clock. Derek Harper misses, and the Orlando Magic cannot make anything close to a basket even when they've got a good chance, and that has been the story of their sorry first half offense. 33% shooting for them. And here's another miss by Strong, and that'll do it for the first half. Michael Jordan, 7 points in the second quarter, has 13 in the game, and the Orlando Magic with 13 points in the first quarter have 31 for the half. They trail the world champion Chicago Bulls 49-31. Statistics. Bulls shooting 54%. The Magic missing a lot of good looks, but against the tough defense, 33%. They've turned it over 4 more times than the Bulls, and the starters for the Bulls have doubled the Magic output. And Hubie, not a dominant game to this point by either Michael Jordan or Dennis Rodman, yet the Chicago Bulls on cruise control as they have been lately this season.
Injured, tired, down 18. Chuck, how do you rally the troops?
Well, the bottom line is that they know any team that might be a chance for the 8 spot, they're going to give them a lesson. And their quick up game, they advance the ball not without the dribble, but by a quick pass that's really hurt us. They've gotten 21 points. We've got to score, and I knew that was going to be our problem. If you score, you keep them out of transition.
We did a game on TBS earlier this year. You're down 20 in the 4th and beat Cleveland. Miracles do happen.
Yeah, they do happen, and we're looking for some people to help them happen.
All right, thanks. Let's go back to Dick Hubie.
All right, Craig, and looking at the Chicago scoring leaders, Pippen and Jordan each with 13. Pippen had 11 in the first quarter. Simpkins a very active first half for the Orlando Magic. David Benoit coming off the bench is the Orlando leading scorer with 7 points. And Greg Sager is indeed correct. It was a 20-point deficit in the 4th quarter. We did the game in Cleveland, and the Magic won.
Well, it was an all-out effort. Chuck Daly brought in 5 guys off the bench, played him the entire 4th quarter. They tied it. Game went into overtime. He did not bring the regulars back. He rewarded the 5 guys, and they won the game. A heartbreaking loss for Cleveland.
But he had people like Darrell Armstrong, who's out for the year there, and a lot of the players, and it's just amazing as to what the Magic have been able to do to hang in there in this playoff race with so many players injured. I mean, Penny Hardaway out for the year, missed 50 games. And will be a lot more, of course. Darrell Armstrong gone, and Mark Price, they need his offense. He's not playing tonight with the injury that he suffered, sprained foot in Atlanta last night.
Beautiful.
Michael Jordan misses, and the rebound taken down by Bo Outlaw. Jordan shooting in the first half now 6 for 13. Harper, Shays, Grant, Outlaw, and Anderson for Orlando. And Pippen knocks the ball away on the pass inside. The entry pass a little off the mark, and that's all you need to get the Bulls to cause the turnover. Kukoc picked up by Grant. Threads the needle to Jordan, and Jordan scores. Michael now with 15.
Well, that's where he has accomplished so much this year in the way of points and also getting to the foul line. When he runs it into that post area, he has so many moves. That was a great ball fake, head fake, and then he stepped right underneath the defender.
Chuck Daly was saying he wants the ball in so many different places on the floor. Very hard to get a beat on his tendencies. That Nick Anderson comes back with the lay-in. 51-33 Bulls.
Well, Michael picks his spots whenever he wants to go into the highlight film routines, Dick.
What easy shot inside. Yeah. That was Ron Harper with his 6th point of the game from Scottie Pippen.
Too easy.
53-33, and a lot of the wind taken out of the sails of this capacity crowd to hope the Magic would give the Bulls a better contest. So far they have not. Danny Shays with his 2nd shot from the perimeter and hitting him. 4 points for Danny Shays in his 17th year, tied with Buck Williams and Herb Williams for the most seasons played in the NBA. Pippen, like an eagle soaring, gets the basket, and he's got 15.
He covers so much ground, Dick, and he always holds it in that one hand. And when you think about it, he was outside the lane, out past the 15-foot marker.
Nick Anderson, and the rebound by Dennis Rodman. Rodman 1 under double figures. He comes in as a leading rebounder in the league. Tony Kukoc drives to the basket, and it does look like a practice drill right now, the way the Bulls are getting easy layups.
Yeah, and I'm kind of surprised because there is absolutely no resistance. But this is what we talked about at the top. Can they stop the Bulls off the dribble? And you're seeing it right now. They're just running a layup drill.
Grant was open and hits. Horace Grant.
Oh, look out.
And here is Ron Harper at the other end, and he's fouled by Grant.
See, the Bulls are much quicker this year in getting the ball in bounds and looking up the floor. And they will release a guy. And that's where they've been getting a lot easier. Now, nice fake by Michael. Stepped underneath, and then he will take the double or triple team, whatever you're running at him, because he's just going to elevate and shoot over you. Now, this is a great move by Pippen. Look where he takes off from. and then he just has the ability to step in and swoop. And when you look at him, you say, how could this guy not have a college scholarship? When you think about it, he was only 5'9" coming out of high school, a point guard, no scholarships, goes to Central Arkansas, and what happens? He goes, he's the manager for 2 years, washing uniforms, the whole routine, and then in his 3rd year, they put him on the ball club, and the next thing you know, we have history.
He can handle the ball. He can handle the open court. He can rebound for you. He can hit the threes. And lately, he has been not settling for the threes, but he has been more aggressive in going to the basket.
Well, then he really throws everything out of it because he's only made the all-first team, all-defensive team 6 times.
And yet you wonder whether the Bulls are going to sign him for the future. Amazing, isn't it? Here's Michael Jordan finding an open Ron Harper, and Harper gets the shot and the lay-in. It is 59-37, matching the Bulls' biggest lead of 22. Hard to believe that a team that could be winning its 6th world championship in 8 years may have a chance for another if they keep 2 of the more popular players ever, Jordan and Pippen, and that may not happen. Phil Jackson is the key, I guess.
We'd like to show you Michael Jordan and why the man is on the all-defensive team, first team, 8 times. And you're going to watch him now. He's not only denying, he's fronting. He's determined not to let Nick Anderson get going. Now remember now, they are ahead now by over 20 points. He's denying. He's making sure that his man does not take advantage of him.
And 4 assists, no turnovers to go with the numbers you saw on the screen for what Michael Jordan has done thus far in the game. Almost like he hasn't broken a sweat, yet he's achieved so much. Jordan trying to keep it alive, out of bounds, and it's last touched by the Bull.
You know, Dick, when we talk about the all-defensive team, Michael Jordan and Bobby Jones from all North Carolina and the Sixers have made it 8 times. Walt Frazier and Dennis Rodman 7 times. Pippen, Dave DeBusschere, and Dennis Johnson have made it 6 times.
Brilliant defensive performers.
And we have 3 of them right here.
We have 3 of them tonight. Yes, we do. Here's Jordan with a left-handed shot. Rodman tries to tip it in, and it comes down to Outlaw. 59-37, 22-point lead for the Bulls. 7:45 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Chicago an incredible 18-2 since the All-Star break. Nick Anderson nails it, and Anderson now with 9 points, hitting his first 3 of the game.
Well, it's nice to see Nick get going here. They have to get him where he knocks off the rust of laying out a few games, because they need him and his offensive production if they're going to stay in this race. They're only 1 game back also.
Here's the lob from Rodman to Scottie. Scottie Pippen now with 17 points gets an ooh and ah from the crowd here in Orlando, and it's going to be a foul committed by Derek Harper.
Offensive foul. Good call. There was absolutely no place for Harper to go. He was trying to beat Pippen. And you notice now, people, the game is a 21-point difference, and you have these 2 first-team all-defenders, Pippen and Jordan, working so hard defensively. That's the thing which a lot of people have a tendency to overlook because of their great offensive ability.
And it's the pride of the defense. That's where that comes in. Jordan with a great move, feeding Rodman, and it looked like Rodman wasn't ready for that pass. And a 3-second violation called against the Bulls. Jordan's got to be a little perturbed because Rodman just wasn't quite ready for that pass, and who would be?
Yeah, well, you know, he thought that Michael was going to elevate, but Michael got caught behind the board and also under the rim.
Rodman, by the way, has yet to attempt a shot. That would have been his first. He has 9 rebounds, however. 10 on the shot clock. Nick Anderson guarded by Jordan. Harper guarding Harper. 3 on the shot clock. And a wild attempt put up. Grant gets the rebound. Derek Harper 0 for 5 from the field.
Well, you're looking for a big game from Grant, and Grant only has 4 rebounds in this game.
And Harper misses his 6th. Derek Harper acquired from Dallas what would have been the point guard spot. And Penny Hardaway was going to be the shooting guard. All that went down the drain when Hardaway got hurt. That's why Price entered the scene.
Dennis is giving us a lot of mustard here right now.
That doesn't mean he's a hot dog.
No, he's having fun right now.
Bo Outlaw to Anderson for three. And Rodman battling for the rebound against Horace Grant gets knocked out of bounds to the floor. And it looks like Horace Grant a bit frustrated, and the foul call on Grant. That'll be his third.
Yeah, Orlando really struggling in threes. You know, you could say at halftime they were only 1 for 7. And now they've added, they're 2 for 10 in threes. And this is a segment of the game that usually they have an ability to get the extra points. Now Rodman is hustling, got pushed in the back, but you know he's happy tonight. You know that he's not going to do anything with Grant.
Kevin Ollie replaces Derek Harper as the point guard for the Magic. Rodman, by the way, passed the 1,000 rebound mark for the 5th time in his career, and another spectacular pass and shot. Jordan to Pippen, 19 for Scottie Pippen, and even the Bulls bench enjoying the show right now. Biggest lead of the game for the Bulls with 5:20 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Danny Shays is hit hard inside.
Danny Shays has been open so many times, they should give him the ball. Now this is embarrassing. See, when a guy backdoors you and you do not have a forearm on him, that will happen to you. On the left side of your screen right now, Outlaw loses contact with Pippen, and Pippen just goes right to the front of the rim, and they run the lob.
Magic putting on, or I should say the Bulls putting on a clinic here tonight. Pippen the leading scorer with 19. Cycli makes the first free throw. Why do the Chicago Bulls need that home court advantage? Well, they have more road losses so far this year, 14, than in any of their 5 previous championship teams. Add to that the fact they've only lost 3 times at the United Center. So they know what it would mean to have the home court edge over either Utah or Seattle should they play them in the NBA Finals. Shays, I should say, not Cycli. Cycli was the center. And Ron Harper with the lay-in. Ron Harper, and they're lobbing him to death inside at 65-42.
Well, you know yourself, anytime that happens, you have a bad defense on the cutter, and also no one is playing the passer. The passer is just making an easy move.
Speaking of easy moves,
I like this young
Kevin Ollie.
Yeah, he's showing us a lot here tonight. He's very quick. He's quick off the dribble.
We're getting easy baskets at both ends.
Now the people in the building are very upset. So is the coaching staff. You know, all you can do is hope that your team is pride.
Tony Kukoc with that last layup. Nick Anderson, tough drive off the baseline, and here come the Bulls again. Here is Pippen, and he's fouled.
Dennis Rodman is inbounding the ball so quick tonight, and it's interesting to watch because usually the Bulls do not play this way. The ball goes out of bounds after your score. He jumps out, takes it, and he is looking deep. So the ball, the first pass, is already to the half-court line or over half-court. So you must be prepared.
Kukoc, nearly guilty of traveling, and deflected out of bounds. Last touched by Orlando. Here's what's coming up on Turner Sports Friday. We'll be right back here at the Orlando Arena as the Houston Rockets, right now the 7th team in the West against the Magic. Pistons and Bulls next Tuesday, game 1, and then the Jazz and the Sonics in the second half of our big doubleheader on TNT next Tuesday night. The Jazz and Sonics going there Tuesday. Utah still with 2 games against the Lakers. And the Chicago Bulls looking at the West as they feel comfortable with a 3.5 game lead over Indiana for the Eastern Conference supremacy. 3.5 to go here in the 3rd quarter. The Bulls by a whopping 67-46 margin.
One thing you know, the Bulls will stay within that triangle offense, and they'll stay organized, and they'll run their plays and get high percentage shots.
Rodman to Harper, blocked by Shays. Kevin Ollie bringing it up for the Magic, going all the way and runs it in. Pretty move by Kevin Ollie. And now they go the other way with Harper behind his back, surrounded by 4 members of the Magic.
Kevin Ollie is showing us a lot of pluses here
yes.
tonight, Dick.
He's worth a look, no question about it, as Scottie Pippen hits from the corner. This has been a wide open, end-to-end, side-to-side game by both teams tonight.
you're a fan tonight. Your team is trying to get into the playoffs. The Bulls are only shooting 57%. But I think the biggest disappointment, Dick, is we do not see the white shirts close to the man who is shooting the basketball.
Right.
Guys are wide open.
And a lot of layups and lobs, so that 57%, not only perimeter shooting, although here's Kukoc, and he nails it too. Tony Kukoc now with 10 points. 4 Bulls in double figures, led by Pippen with 21. Jordan has 15, and Rodman has not scored. Fighting for the loose ball. Look at Dennis Rodman going after the loose ball as if this were a close game. It is a 21-point game. Kevin Ollie, he's impressed us tonight.
He definitely is great off the dribble. I mean, the quickness is there. His ability to take the ball down inside, and he can finish. And that's what we told you. He led the CBA 19+ points a game.
And that is significant, Vince, because Miami would have a home court advantage against Indiana should those teams meet. 2:10 remaining. Here in the third quarter, a 21-point lead. Dan Reeves, the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, who was a proponent of instant replay, which was beaten today, and Cuba Gooding Jr., who is last year's Best Supporting Actor for his role in Jerry Maguire. Robin Williams won the award this year. David Benoit into the game, loses it off his fingertips, and the Bulls have the ball. They have Ron Harper, Randy Brown in the game, along with Scottie Pippen, Scott Burrell, who has the ball, and Dennis Rodman. As Michael Jordan to the bench, he has scored 15. Derek Strong into the lineup, along with Benoit, as we mentioned. Here is Pippen with the turnaround, and Kevin Ollie gets the rebound. 21-point lead as the Orlando Magic trying to get it under that total before the end of the third. Minute and a half remaining, third quarter. Nick Anderson with a good move. He's got 13 to lead the Magic.
Well, Nick is an excellent post-up player. That's where, when he first came in the league as the #1 draft choice of this franchise, an expansion draft, he was a great post-up player out of the University of Illinois.
Ron Harper out of bounds, last touched by the Magic, and the crowd of that call.
Well, you're going to see the move right here on a nice spin. They challenge, and as it goes up, now what we have
They
here,
changed it.
Yeah, 2 referees. You can see that Harper threw the ball out of bounds. One of the very few things which has gone in the direction of Orlando. One of the few.
You may say too little too late. Time will tell. Here's Anderson again posting up against Harper, and the spin move inside. Harper committing the foul. Very quick move baseline by Nick Anderson.
Well, you go back to the first quarter, Dick. Chicago not double teaming the post, not double teaming Nick Anderson. He had 3 excellent spin moves in the first quarter, but he just did not make the shot.
Ollie in the backcourt along with Anderson.
Previous foul number 9 on Harper.
Harper committing the foul. No basket. Harper now with 2 personal fouls.
Well, anytime that a man posts you up, you cannot continue to play in the same place, and that's behind. If you're going to play him behind, he'll accept the pass every time. Now you're at a big disadvantage. So you try to play him on the side, top side, and even if you wanted to front him. But then if you're fronting him, you have to jam the passer.
Nick Anderson, as we said, a slow start, but has come on big in the second half. These are his average 6'9", 6'2", and then all of a sudden he merged in January. But look at that February and the March, averaging 23 points a game the last 2 months of the season.
I'm very happy for him because he was such a quality player for so many years. And after the incident in the finals, when they played at Houston where he couldn't make a foul shot, he continued where he was having problems at the foul line. But then all of a sudden, the last couple of years, he was having trouble making field goals. Now he's back, and it's nice to see him back.
Ron Harper gets a 2. And it's 74-54. The lead is 20. Biggest lead for Chicago was 23. And now they've given him a 3-point basket. Anderson with the turnaround. And Dennis Rodman with the rebound. He's got 12 rebounds, coming in averaging 15, leading the NBA. So that 3-point basket by Harper Chicago by 20, and the final seconds of this third quarter.
Pippen wants to go one-on-one.
He's got Horace Grant, his former teammate, with him. Scott Burrell misses. Rodman the rebound. Time runs out. The Bulls led by 10 after one quarter, 18 at the half, and now 20. Scottie Pippen adding to his game-high scoring lead with 21 points after 3 to score. The Bulls 74, the Magic 54.
Orlando down by 20 once again without their franchise player Penny Hardaway, who's played only 19 games all season. Various injuries to your left leg and knee. What's the future hold for you?
Well, hopefully I can make it back. If we make the playoffs, I'll be definitely coming back. Right now, I'm rehabbing every day at our Sportsplex here, and it's been a lot better.
Set an NBA record, back-to-back 40-point games in the playoffs a year ago. Can this team make the playoffs without you?
I think we can. I think as long as Nick stays healthy, then we have a great chance.
All right, thanks a lot. Let's go back to Dick and Hubie.
All right, thank you very much, Craig. Penny Hardaway coming in, averaging over 16 points a game and leading this team. There is the scoring by quarter as the Bulls have dominated through the first 3, although the third quarter much closer than the first 2.
Well, Orlando shot 39% for the game, 2 for 10 in threes, but they have 11 offensive boards, 13 turnovers. Chicago 56%, 5 for 12 in threes, and only 6 turnovers in the game.
Nick Anderson with a second effort gets the basket. And the quick pass again. Dennis Rodman, as you pointed out, getting it up court quickly after made baskets. Michael Jordan back in the game. He has scored 15 after getting a rest during the intermission between the third and fourth.
That's a battle here.
Ali is guarding Pippen on the mismatch, but it took Rodman a while to get to him.
Well, I'll tell you, that was good. Ali went right down in there. He's given away about 3 to 4 inches to Pippen, and he continued to front him. Now just watch right down in here. He's not going to allow Pippen to get the lob. So he picks up a foul. So what? You know, you're in a situation right now that you know that it has to happen for you defensively. You got to do everything in your power right now to get some kind of a surge in the next 6 minutes.
Well, either you pick up the foul or you get burned on an easy basket. So that was a smart move by Ali. Scott Burrell is in there with Randy Brown, Rodman, Jordan, and Pippen. Pippen misses, and Rodman keeps it alive, stays in bounds as well. Dennis Rodman has played hard every minute he's been in there. Jordan misses from the corner, and the Orlando Magic down by 18 points. Benoit is open and hits. That's a 2-point basket for Benoit, and it's now 74 to 58.
The fan is saying, I remember watching that Cleveland game.
Well, you know, the Bulls have had difficulty putting average teams away. They have blown double-digit leads 5 times on the road and lost. Not to say it'll happen tonight, but that has been their history this year. So they have to be wary of getting those big leads on the road. They have evaporated. Here's Michael Jordan, no shot there. Plenty of time on the shot clock for Chicago. Randy Brown forces it up, and Benoit fighting for the loose ball comes out to the Magic.
Get it up.
Ollie
up here
to Benoit.
5 on 3.
And open is Anderson for 3, and he throws up the air ball. Strong on the other side, and a foul is committed. It'll be against Chicago. Well, QB, the Bulls improved defensively. Offensively, a different story for them.
Yeah, well, you can see where they're 10th this year, first a year ago, in all of the offensive categories. But we said, you know, it really doesn't make a bit of difference. The defense is there, and the differential is there. They're at 7.1, number 1 in the league. That's what counts.
Ali penetrating to Derek Strong, and Strong fouled going up. And the personal is against Scottie Pippen, so he picks up 2 quick ones, sending Derek Strong to the free throw line, where he is 78% from the stripe.
Now, I like Strong. Derek has done a good job. When he was in Boston, he was a double-figure scorer. He was getting major minutes as a starter. Shot a nice percentage, went out with the Lakers, was a substitute. But you know that he has the talent that if he's given the minutes and the catches, he can get you some points.
15-point lead now for the Chicago Bulls with just under 10 minutes to go. There's plenty of time, and the Magic making a run. They haven't made many of them tonight. And Pippen stepped on the line and turns it over. Here is Outlaw. He's picked
That was the 7th turnover for the Bulls in this game. And you know, 13 or 14 is low for a game.
Right. Randy Brown fouled, and it was Michael Jordan who said, don't go this way. Don't be thinking about this.
What you're going to see now as they jump out of bounds, he's looking up the floor, but they're 2 red shirts running towards the man. You never throw a pass where a defensive guy is on the same plane as your offensive receiver, because you cannot judge the speed of the defender.
That's the 5th steal of the game for Michael Jordan, and Randy Brown hitting the first free throw. Tony Kukoc will come into the game. Kukoc with 10 tonight, replacing Scottie Pippen, who goes out as the scoring leader with 21.
Randy Brown has really had an excellent year for Chicago. You know, he came out of Sacramento a few years ago. Chicago signed him to a long contract. They love his feistiness. He's an excellent defender, and he can score for you. He's had a terrific season.
Brown is guarding Kevin Ollie right now. Strong trying to set a screen, and Ollie a little out of control. Strong will fire it away, and Rodman gets the rebound. Dennis Rodman now with his 16th off the glass. Bulls lead 76-59. Nick Anderson throws it up for grabs.
Should have been offensive, a loose ball foul on Rodman. The Orlando bench is up. Teddy Barnhart tells him, hey, I've got the call, loose ball foul, and it's an excellent call because now remember now, that's the referee that Rodman headbutted when he had that incident in the game in New Jersey. Now you're going to see it. Now keep an eye. Now we just had a rebound right now. I'm sorry, we just gave you the wrong replay, and we did not give you the situation that was called for.
That rarely happens in our broadcast. Oh, Outlaw lays it in. Outlaw, and it's 76-61. So again, a 15-point game. The Bulls beating Toronto on the road by 2 on Sunday. Beat Vancouver at home by 6. Lost to Dallas in overtime, when you remember. So the Bulls have to be careful. 8:35 remaining here in the 4th. 7 on the shot clock. Strong all over Kukoc, bodies him. Burrell open for 3, and he's got it. That's a big basket for Chicago.
Dick, it's been that kind of a night. They've been able to make the threes. They've been able to hurt you in their offense, but the threes have been the killers. 6 for 13 tonight.
2 of them by Kerr, 1 each by Pippen, Harper, Jordan, and Burrell. And a foul called, Tony Kukoc.
Whenever you're a good defensive team, the referees know that you defend well and you're physical. You always get away with a lot of bumping and a lot of grabbing. That just goes with the territory because you have proven that you can defend. So anytime that you get a call like that was just called right there, you're a little bit shocked.
Kukoc all over Benoit. Plenty of time, though, with 14 on the 24-second clock. Benoit puts it up anyway. New clock, and Nick Anderson from the top. Derek Strong called for the loose ball foul.
Well, it isn't like you're hustling and you're not getting the opportunity. They're hustling because they see a little daylight at the end of the tunnel, but unfortunately they cannot make the 3 to get them over the hump.
Michael Jordan with a question for Steve Javie, and a timeout. 7:46 remaining in the 4th quarter. Chicago leading 79-61. A fashion statement being made here by Mr. Pippen.
Well, he's made a statement about everything else here.
Yeah.
Defense, offense, three-point shooting, rebounding, what have you. It's kind of nice when your small forward is your playmaker and leads the team in assists as well as getting you 19 points a game. Not bad.
Nice luxury to have. Steve Kerr into the game. He and Michael Jordan at guard, along with Burrell, Kukoc, and Rodman up front. I'll tell you, this lineup with Rodman and Kukoc with Longley out has worked well. Rodman or Kukoc becomes the center, the other the power forward. And they'll be 10-1 if they hold on and win with that lineup after this game. Good defensive play by Nick Anderson on the entry pass.
Excellent anticipation by Nick, overplaying, going for the steal.
Ollie guarded by Kerr, and he's had the edge on Steve Kerr when they've matched up in this game. Screen and spot up. Strong misses, and Rodman with his 17th rebound. Here's Jordan, who's got 15 in the game. 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. The Bulls trying to make it 7 in a row. It's the longest winning streak, 6 right now in the league. 5 on the shot clock. Over Anderson. Jordan with the miss. Derek Strong leaves it for Kevin Ollie. 18-point lead for the Chicago Bulls. Still more than halfway remaining in this fourth quarter. Ollie and Outlaw with the offensive rebound. Here's Anderson again, and he struggles. 7 of 21 for Nick Anderson. He really has had trouble finding the mark tonight.
All of the three-point shots have been wide open. They've got excellent looks, Dick, but it's a frustrating night. Nothing is going down.
Steve Kerr misses a 3, but another offensive rebound for Chicago. It was Burrell. Dennis Rodman, little fancy ball handling, and Rodman puts it up and gets his first points of the game.
So you were looking for his first shot. Well, he got the rebound, and then he said, I'm going to help Dick out here. Now I'm going to lay one up and in. But I'm going to make it a crawler because that one crawled up the board.
18 rebounds for Dennis Rodman, and he hits his first shot of the game. Strong with a line drive attempt. And the Bulls with a 20-point lead and the ball with 5.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. Chicago looking to take a 2-1 series edge over the Magic, with still one more game to be played with these teams at the United Center.
Nice.
Kukoc does not connect on the layup. It was a good pass, however, from Rodman. Outlaw looking behind to Ollie. Foul. Basket counts and a foul. Kevin Ollie will a chance for a three-point play.
With Armstrong out with a rotor cuff, Price out now with a back injury. Now this young guy, Kevin Ollie, is going to get some time. Now he has 11 points tonight and 3 assists. And you can see he's making a lot of things happen. You know he's not totally adjusted to the idiosyncrasies of each player that he's playing with. But he's trying to stay within the offense. He's pushing the ball hard. So, you know, you have Harper to start, and you have this young guy coming off the bench. I would give this guy a lot of minutes, because I tell you, he's making it happen.
Looks like he wants to establish himself. Anderson out to with a drive to the basket, and Outlaw goes up. And the foul. That is the latest in a game that I ever remember you using the word idiosyncrasy. And it came with a little more than 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Is there a note about that?
No, I'm limited.
Not if you use idiosyncrasy or not. Nick Anderson on the line. The Rockets and the Magic Friday right here at the Orlando Arena. As we look at the upcoming schedule on Turner Sports, and a big doubleheader next Tuesday on TNT, the Detroit Pistons, and they've been playing well as of late. The Pistons have won 3 in a row. They'll challenge the Bulls at the United Center in game 1, and then the Utah Jazz and the Seattle Sonics in the second half of the doubleheader. Seattle and Utah right now with records of 51 and 17, and the Bulls, if they win tonight, will be 53 and 17 in the battle for overall home court advantage in the NBA. Well, the lead is 16 for the Bulls with under 4 or 5 minutes remaining. Michael Jordan, a relaxing game, you might say. Goes up, blocked by Outlaw. Outlaw leads the Magic in blocks, steals, and, as you mentioned, field goal percentage.
Well, you know, he's only been in the league 5 years, Dick, and the young man has blocked over 140 blocks on 3 occasions. This year, that was his 160th block of the year.
Free agent pickup from the LA Clippers. And the basket, no, a foul was called. No basket.
I want to tell you, that was some launch by Pippen. That really was. That was like a shot put. He threw that one from behind his ear.
He enjoyed it. Doesn't count, but he enjoyed it. 24-second clock expired. Nick Anderson. Oh! And the rebound by Scott Burrell with 4:20 to go. 81-65. The Chicago Bulls will improve on their outstanding defensive showing this year. They've held the Magic to 65 to this point. Here's Jordan in the lane, and Michael Jordan now with 17 points on 8 for 21 shooting. Penny Hardaway telling Craig Sager that if the Orlando Magic make the playoffs, he would be available and would hope to play. And if they do, they would be playing the Chicago Bulls in the first round as the number 18. Nick Anderson. He has struggled tonight from the field. It is still Orlando's ball. Nick 7 of 23, but maybe more of the dagger. 1 of 9 from 3. As you mentioned, they've struggled from there.
Yeah, and their penetration, especially with Ollie in the game. Chicago, you can count on them going to trap him and double teaming him and not letting it in. He's kicking the ball out well. They're getting terrific looks, but the ball just will not go in.
Gerald Wilkins in the game. He's got the ball. Jordan defending against Nick Anderson and committing the foul.
Now, for all the young guys who are watching this game tonight, I hope you notice how hard this guy is working. Michael Jordan is working so hard against Nick Anderson. You're up 18 points, but this is what this guy is all about. It's not just all about scoring. You look at his career, it's not the points over 30 a game, but it's the 6 rebounds, the 6 assists, the first team all defense. A complete package.
And he has worked a lot harder defensively than offensively. That's where he's glided on the offensive end. Defensively, another story. Don't forget, coming up after the game, Inside the NBA here on TBS, Vince Cellini and Reggie Theus, and we'll bring you up to date on some of the important games being played tonight. And my partner, Hubie Brown, will also make an appearance with some thoughts on the playoff picture. That's coming up on Inside the NBA after the game. 3:25 remaining in the fourth quarter. The Bulls in front 83-67 have dominated this game. Here's Pippen from Jordan, and Scotty gets it. 23 now for Scottie Pippen. Well, the Bulls will go from here to Atlanta. 53,000 tickets have been sold for Friday night's game at the Georgia Dome, and the Hawks are trying to get permission to open up 10,000 more obstructed seats to possibly set an NBA attendance record. That'll be quite an event.
Well, the record, I think, is 61,000 at a game that was played in the Silverdome in Detroit.
And open up some extra seats there, as we remember doing games.
Well, it's like watching a game from Chicago when the game is in Detroit.
That's true. That's right. 85-67. Magic get the ball back on a turnover. Orlando will drop to 500 on the season at 35 up and 35 down. Bo Outlaw traveled before the basket, which will not count.
Bo Outlaw is all upset right here. The referee who called it caught him on a skip. Skip took a little extra baby hop. That's the call. All right, let's see what happens here. We take a look at it. Yeah, there it is right there. That was a good call.
This was moments ago on tape. Nick Anderson leaving the floor. Anderson tonight with 21 points, but having a tough time from the shooting department. As a result of Orlando going down tonight, the Magic will fall a game and a half behind Washington, currently in 8th spot, and a full game behind New Jersey, which won tonight. New Jersey will be also a half a game behind the Washington Wizards.
Now tonight, Washington is at Seattle. That's a very big game for both teams. Washington has had an excellent record versus the Western Conference, a major advantage in their play out there. They won last night at Portland, and tonight's game with Seattle, and then they still have 2 tough games to go against plus 500 teams on the strip.
Steal by Benoit. Last year, Washington had the number 8 position and played tough against the Bulls in the first round. Lost 3 in a row, but they extended Chicago despite losing 3.
Well, I still say everyone talks about it being a tough Eastern Conference for the Bulls. They won 3-0, 4-1 against Atlanta, 4-1 against Miami, won the championship 4-2.
Not so tough.
No, not so tough. The games might have been close, but no one cares because it's either a W or an L.
85-67. Kevin Ollie firing and hitting from the corner. He has been a beacon in the night for the Orlando Magic tonight with 13 points off the bench. Benoit had 9 off the pine as well. Minute and a half remaining. 85-69. Dickey Simpkins, Joe Klein, and Judd Bushler all in the game for the Bulls as the call is traveling.
Yeah, Steve Kerr is very upset. He just threw the ball down at the referee, Teddy Bryant, mainly because Steve Kerr got hit across his right leg, and he wanted the contact. The contact is what caused him to travel. Now, right now, Tex Winter and Phil Jackson are giving Bernhardt a little heat down there on the baseline.
Jason Lawson, rookie from Villanova, has come into the game in the waning moments here. Benoit with an air ball out of bounds, and it's Chicago's ball with 1:15 remaining. Leading scorer for the Orlando Magic, Anderson with 21, Ollie with 13. Those are the only 2 in double figures. Bulls with 4 players in double figures, led by Scottie Pippen with 23. Klein with the offensive rebound. Chicago will go to 21-14 on the road and 53-17 overall. Judd Bushler misses a 3. Here comes Kevin Ollie. Under a minute remaining in this game. Bulls will win their 7th straight game, extending the longest winning streak in the NBA, and this team is playing its best basketball when you want them to down the stretch.
Well, Dick, with this win tonight, January, February, and March, 3 months, they are 33-7. Once Pippen got his legs after he came back from the injury.
And 19-2 after the All-Star break, and any one of the numbers you want to bring up.
Absolutely.
All show, yeah. Overpowering, and I would say that the Bulls may be in better shape going into the playoffs this year than they were a year ago. What do you think?
Well, you know, a year ago, their differential was a 10.8. This year, their differential is a 7.1. Now, they have won 5 championships, Dick, and they've only had a differential of over 10 on 3 of the wins.
What is the importance of differential? Because I know that you place a lot of weight on it.
Yeah, because it shows how good your offense is and also how good your defense is. It's how many points you score and how many points you give up. It's not about scoring, hey, we have a great offensive team, we score 115 a game. Now, what you see here, you say, well, the Bulls aren't really good this year. They only score 97 a game. But when you guard the way they defend, then that is a true indication of both offense and defense.
Well, they held the Orlando Magic to 70 points tonight, and will improve on their season's defensive average of giving up 89.6.